Thanks for joining me this morning. You know, recently I was invited to attend a real estate conference where there were going to be a couple thousand attendees. It was going to be in Los Angeles, and obviously we didn't have that, so we did it by a big Zoom conference. And some really interesting questions came from the audience, and I served on this panel of agents that have sold a lot of homes in their career. And the focus really was, what'd you do in your real estate career? How'd you do it? Like, take us through specifically. And a lot of great questions came out of that. So I've captured it because I was thinking after the conference, wow, wouldn't this be a great series to have? 30 days to build a $20+ million production business that you could operate in 5 days a week or less. It's possible. I did it. I got it up to, a couple hundred million a year in production, working about 4.5 days a week. It didn't happen quickly. It happened over time. It was a process. But what I want to do each day for the next month is take you through that process. Now you can choose whether you're willing to implement or not, but I don't want you to suffer from a lack of information, right? I want you to have the information you need to decide whether you want to do this or not. So each day, I'm going to cover a different concept for the next 30 days. I did it. I can show you how to do it. I can't do it for you, but I can show you how to do it, and then you get to decide whether that is worth your effort or not worth your effort. So day one, here's where it all starts. Mindset. And it's the first topic in this 30-day conversation because it's by far and away the most important. Nothing can happen until you get your mind right and start approaching your business from the right perspective and start operating our business like a business. Key concept around mindset. It's not natural. I know so many of us think that it is. I went to pre-license. I got my real estate license. Now it should just naturally happen to me. I should just naturally have the right perspective and disposition for all of this. We don't. Especially these days. Like 2020, this will be a year that we remember. Right? It'll be a year that's talked about for years to come. Why? So many big events have already happened in the first half of this year. And these big world events impact our mindset. Whether we consciously think they do or not. Whether you think if you're one of those people that think you just naturally handle world events in a positive manner, you don't. None of us do. We need strategies to help us deal with the virus or the social injustice issues that are going on. And whatever your perspective on all of that is, I don't really care. I just want you to manage it the most efficient way. Because mindset is the most important. It all starts here. So let me give you some tips around this. Some tips that were given to me that I implemented in my business. Hopefully you'll hear something here that you can take, repurpose in your life and in your business that will help move you forward. Because until you get this, nothing's going to change. All the other 29 points won't matter. I promise you they won't until you get your mind right. So starting each day, now I have strong opinions that are formed from my 30+ years of experience around this. I know there probably is somebody, but I don't know any highly productive agent over 20 million in production that doesn't start their day early. Now there probably is somebody, you probably can give me an example. I will contend that they are the vast minority. Most highly productive agents that are already over 20 million in production, they start their day pretty early. Why? They have to. We all get the same number of minutes in every day. Nobody gets more time. It's just how you use that time. So how do you start each day in regards to mindset? Because if my mind's not right, nothing else is going to matter the rest of the day. I'm going to suffer from distractions. I'm going to suffer from lethargy, apathy, lack of energy, a negative disposition, perhaps a victim-y disposition, and none of these things are going to help me get to where I want to be. None of them. They're all going to hold me back from getting where I want to be. So how do I start each day? Well, first, number one, reviewing the positive in my life. Now, some people call these gratitudes. You can call them whatever you want. I just say reviewing all the positive things that are going on in my life, just taking a few minutes to remind myself that the world's not totally screwed up. It may seem that way sometimes. The world's not totally screwed up. There's a lot of really good stuff going on in all of our lives. The good is abundant. The bad and the evil is small. Now, I believe that. I believe that passionately. I believe that with every molecule in my body. Notice I didn't say that bad and evil don't exist. Of course they exist. It's a broken world. They exist. But fortunately, evil, bad, is really small. It shouldn't exist at all. I'm not excusing it, but it's not abundant. It's small in nature. So every morning, the first thing that I do is review the positive. What am I grateful for? What's going on in my life that is really good? And that always brings me back to, man, there's a lot more good going on than there is bad. Look at your goals and your plan every morning. Now, I'm not saying sit there and stare at pictures of boats, cars, and vacations for 30 minutes. Just review. What is it that you want to accomplish? And you know me, I think it's just 30-day increments. What do I want to accomplish in this 30-day increment? And why do I want to accomplish it? What would it do for me if I did? I want to take a few moments every morning and start the day with that. I also want to start every day with vigorous exercise, hydration, and fuel. Why? If I don't take care of myself first, how in the world could I possibly help anybody else? If you don't take care of yourself first, how in the world can you possibly help the people you say are so important to you? How could you do that? Exercise allows me to deal with all the external forces that are going on around me, allows me to process it, allows my body to be healthy, allows me to work out maybe the frustrations and anxieties that I might be feeling, to bring them to the surface, to get them processed and out of me. Hydration. If you're not putting enough water, you know your brain is composed almost entirely, not entirely, maybe mine some days, but so much of our physical composition is water. If you deprive your body of that, how do you expect it to function? How are you going to achieve the goals you set if you're not physically prepared to do so? And fuel. If I put crap in, aren't I going to get crap out? If I'm eating a lot of sugar, a lot of fat, a lot of salt, how in the world do I expect my body to perform as a business athlete? So I want to start my day every day paying attention to those three areas. Reviewing the positive, just a few moments to look at all the good in your life. Review my goals and my plan. What is it that I want to do this month? What would that do for me? And exercise, hydration, and fuel. I've got to take care of myself before I can take care of anybody else. And there's a second part to all of this that I want to leave you with this morning. And that's what I call welcoming the challenge. And if you spend any time around me, you've heard me say this. It's hard and you want it to be hard. You want it to be harder. You want it to be so hard Only you will do it. And it'll break everybody else. And this is part of that mindset. You want real estate sales as a career to be hard. And you don't want to whine about it. You don't want to bitch about it, moan, complain, play the victim to it. You want to say, this is hard. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. There's going to be a lot more work and effort and practice and skill building on my part that's required than I really thought was when I got into this. Or maybe I've been in it for a while and been a little dismayed at the results I've been getting, and now I'm starting to realize there's a lot more effort that needs to go in here. There's some skill building I need to go through. There's some practice that needs to happen here, and all of that is hard. And I say to you, it is hard, and you want it to be harder. You want it to be so hard only you can do it. And that's part of that mindset. We got to get our minds right. Until our minds are right, the other 29 points that I'm going to share with you on how you build a $20 million a year plus business and still work just 5 days a week. I can show you how to do it. But until you get your mind right, the other 29 points just won't matter. You'll get broke. You'll get pushed around by world events, your attitude and disposition, your energy level, your level of distractions. They'll all get pushed around and you'll be a victim. You get your mind right, you'll never be a victim again. You'll control the one thing you can control on this planet. You. Now let's go out there and make it happen for ourselves today.